Y'all gotta stop. Y'all really need to stop. Angel McCoughtry done lost her goddamn mind. She done lost her mind. Respectfully, you done lost your mentals, mama. You tripped out. First of all, Asia Wilson started this whole thing, which is complete BS and nonsense. This should never be a conversation, and it wouldn't be a conversation. We would just be talking about how great and entertaining we think Caitlin Clark is. We just be talking about how dominant Asia Wilson is. We just be talking about how nice Paige Beckers is. But no.
The former WNBA star Angel McCoughtry completely lost her composure live on air. Her explosive outburst wasn't just fueled by passion, it was a full-scale rant targeting the ongoing debate between men's NBA and women's WNBA. The chaos erupted after Michael Porter Jr. publicly shared his honest thoughts. But the real shocker isn't just about MPJ or some random male athlete. It traces back to an even more prominent figure, whose name has ignited a firestorm across the basketball community. McCoughtry's fiery meltdown was just the latest ripple in a seismic controversy that's rattling the entire sport. What started as a simple disagreement has now escalated into a nuclear fallout, unleashing a war of words and fierce debates that nobody anticipated.
We think Caitlin Clark is. We just be talking about how dominant Asia Wilson is. We just be talking about how nice Paige Beckers is. But no, Asia Wilson started this, Angel McCoughtry. Don't forget that. She went on and said she could beat NBA players one-on-one. We tried to ignore it. People tried to ignore it, but y'all wanted to keep going on and on. But then when a guy actually addresses it honestly and isn't pandering like Patrick Beverley was, y'all get mad. We got to break this down, man. I got to show y'all the tape where it started and where it ended up. We gonna run through.
Hold on, let's backtrack. While Angel McCoughtry was busy attacking Michael Porter Jr. over his comments from 8th grade, she completely overlooked the real origin of this chaos. The so-called debate about men's obsession with the WNBA versus the NBA didn't start with some male athlete's unsolicited opinion. No, the entire controversy that led to her fiery rant was actually sparked by none other than WNBA superstar Asia Wilson. That's right. Asia Wilson was the one who ignited this entire firestorm. Her actions set off a chain reaction, escalating into the explosive confrontation we're witnessing now, revealing deeper tensions within women's basketball and the sports world at large.
Patrick Beverley was, y'all get mad. We got to break this down, man. I got to show y'all the tape where it started and where it ended up. We gonna run through this film. You about to get this work. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video as always. Let's get right into things. So we have ex-WNBA player Angel McCoughtry going on a tirade about Michael Porter saying how he was destroying WNBA players when he was in the 8th grade, which isn't a surprise to us. It shouldn't be a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Everything started with a shocking, almost unbelievable claim from Asia Wilson. She openly declared that she could beat an NBA player, specifically New York Knicks forward Josh Hart, in a one-on-one match. Her suggested score was a modest 8-11. This wasn't a secret or private remark. It was a public statement that immediately set the stage for the reactions that followed. By speaking those words, she unknowingly opened Pandora's box, sparking the intense debates and comparisons that Angel McCoughtry would later grow furious about. Her bold claim ignited a firestorm of discussion around women's basketball and the perceived abilities of female players versus their male counterparts.
Wait, 8-11. Me?
So she's saying she can beat New York Knicks forward Josh Hart in a one-on-one 8-11. We all know it's nonsense. We let her get it off. We left it alone. Patrick Beverley, you have a part to play in this as well. We are going to get to you. So she's saying she can beat New York Knicks forward Josh Hart in a one-on-one. We all know good and goddamn well Asia Wilson can't beat none of these NBA players. Stop playing games.
I get ball first.
While many chose to stay quiet, avoiding Asia Wilson's bold challenge, one voice broke through the silence with blunt honesty. Former NBA point guard Jeff Teague didn't sugarcoat his opinion. He didn't try to soften the truth or play politeness. When asked about Asia's claim, he responded clearly and confidently, "No, she can't beat an NBA player like Josh Hart." His goal was to emphasize respect for both male and female athletes, acknowledging their unique greatness without forcing unfair comparisons. His straightforward answer, however, was just the calm before the storm, igniting more debate and setting off a chain reaction of reactions across the sports world.
In a one-on-one, we all know good and goddamn well Asia Wilson can't beat none of these NBA players. Stop playing games.
It's not that, man.
I get ball first.
You get ball first.
She does get ball
You're
first.
not gonna get it back. I'm not saying I'm gonna go scoreless, but 8-11, I feel like it's pretty solid. So what do you think it'll be, Josh? Don't piss me off.
And probably like 11-2.
You're sick.
I'll say probably like 11.
11-2 is what he really meant. Now he's about to be nice because he don't want to offend anybody.
7-7.
Okay.
Then came Patrick Beverley, a seasoned NBA veteran, who decided to stoke the flames further. On his podcast, Pat Bev Pod, he openly pandered for attention, claiming that Asia Wilson could actually beat some NBA players. His comments weren't genuine or thoughtful. They were a calculated provocation aimed at generating views and engagement. But Beverley's words reignited the controversy, dragging the uncomfortable debate back into the spotlight. His opportunistic pandering shifted the narrative entirely, turning a casual conversation into a heated, widely discussed controversy. Beverley's bold stance, driven by the desire for clicks, transformed the entire dynamics of the conversation and reignited the ongoing debate about women versus men in basketball.
Starts pandering because he's pandering for views or whatever he's doing. He's over there pandering on his podcast, talking about, oh, man, I think Asia Wilson can beat some NBA play. Patrick Beverley, knock it off. Knock it off. You are a respected player, heart and soul, from the crib, from the city of Chicago. And you know damn well she can't beat no NBA players. And by pandering and doing that on camera, all you're doing is dragging this conversation on. Nobody was even talking about this anymore. It was done. It was over. Patrick Beverley starts pandering, saying Asia Wilson can beat NBA players.
Beverley's provocative comments didn't go unnoticed. NBA star Michael Porter Jr., MPJ, quickly responded, calling out Beverley directly. He said, "Man, you're just trolling Pat Bev. You know she can't beat any of us." But it was his next remark that truly ignited the situation. His harsh, unfiltered response was a direct shot at the ongoing debate, exposing its artificial nature. The comment sparked outrage and set the stage for the next explosive chapter in the controversy. It was a raw, unvarnished reaction that fueled the fire, pushing the debate into even more heated and uncomfortable territory. The tension was about to reach a breaking point.
Nobody was even talking about this anymore. It was done. It was over. Patrick Beverley starts pandering, saying Asia Wilson can beat NBA players. Michael Porter then says, "Man, you are tripping, Pat Bev. You know she can't beat none of us. I was destroying these type of women when I was in 8th grade. And now all of a sudden, Angel McCoughtry has lost her mind. She's lost her mind now." Let's take a look at what she had to say.
Angel, why are men so obsessed with this conversation?
First of all, congratulations. You was dominating against women in the 8th grade.
And then she exploded. Angel McCoughtry, a former WNBA star, went on an intense tirade. Her anger seemed focused mainly on Michael Porter Jr. as she questioned his motives, ego, and even the validity of the debate itself. Her passionate defense of women's basketball was clear, but it also sidestepped the real origins of the controversy. Frustration boiling over, she accused MPJ of being the provocateur, ignoring the sequence of events that led to his provocative comment. The internet watched in shock as she unleashed a storm of indignation, her fiery response adding fuel to an already heated debate. Her fiery outburst marked a pivotal moment, intensifying the controversy and sparking widespread reactions.
You try to play she started this conversation. Men did not start and create this conversation. Asia Wilson she started it. What are you talking? Now you're talking about cycles. You're talking about all types of come on, bro.
Load manage or for headaches, uplifting her. I think the main thing we should be talking about, a woman, guess what? When I gotta come and drop 40 and I'm on my fucking period and I'm bleeding and my stomach hurts and my back hurts, when y'all load manage or for headache, let's talk about how awesome that is. Let's talk about how awesome it is that women, we have these babies.
Angel McCoughtry's central question, delivered with a tone of righteous indignation, was, why are men so obsessed with this conversation? She directly challenged Michael Porter Jr., sarcastically asking if he wanted a cookie for dominating women in 8th grade. Her tone suggested MPJ had randomly and unprovokedly attacked women's basketball, fueled by some deep-seated male insecurity. However, this perspective conveniently ignored the broader context. Her entire argument was flawed because it overlooked the fact that MPJ's comments were a response to a conversation that Beverly had artificially reignited. In reality, MPJ did not come out of nowhere. He was reacting to Beverly's pandering, which, in turn, was stoked by AJ Wilson's initial challenge. To frame MPJ as the sole instigator was a misrepresentation of the sequence of events, a deliberate distortion meant to fit a preconceived narrative. This crucial detail shifts the entire perspective. Evidence shows that male athletes were primarily responding to the hype, not creating it. For example, Jay Williams, a former NBA star, appeared on Beverly's podcast and openly challenged Beverly's claims. Williams boasted that his high school team could beat the starting WNBA lineup, not as an attack on women, but as a rebuttal to Beverly's exaggerated claims. This pattern was consistent. Male athletes responded to artificial hype, not initiated it. Their responses served to counteract the inflated narratives, exposing the exaggerations and falsehoods being pushed. As McCoughtry's argument against MPJ faltered, she attempted to shift gears by discussing women's biological realities, menstrual cycles, premenstrual symptoms, and the physical toll of competing while dealing with stomach or back pain. This move was an obvious attempt to divert attention from the main issue: respect, fairness, and the exaggeration surrounding athletic comparisons. Ultimately, her attempt to shift focus failed to address the real question: whether the debate was about genuine performance or inflated narratives. The pattern was clear. Men responded, they did not instigate. And the controversy was largely fueled by artificially amplified hype. It was a clear attempt to shift the goalposts, but the speaker was not convinced. He sharply responded, "I don't want to hear about your cycle and all that." His point was straightforward. If a woman publicly claims she can beat an NBA player in a one-on-one game, male players should be able to respond to that specific basketball claim without being sidetracked by unrelated biological factors. The initial challenge was solely about on-court ability, not about women's unique physical experiences. It was a matter of basketball skills, plain and simple. Meanwhile, Angel McCoughtry continued to emphasize the impressive resilience of women athletes, highlighting their ability to score 40 points despite discomfort, or to return after having children and still dominate their sport. She aimed to shift the focus to the inspiring achievements and strength of female athletes, moving away from the contentious hypothetical matchup. Her intention was to uplift and celebrate women's accomplishments, but her approach was seen as misdirected. The speaker acknowledged that women's resilience and achievements are truly remarkable and deserving of praise. Nobody disputed that. However, he made a crucial distinction. Celebrating the unique challenges and successes of female athletes does not mean they are immune from honest responses when specific claims, such as beating male athletes, are made. The core issue was about addressing those claims directly, without diverting the conversation into unrelated biological or emotional factors. Ultimately, while recognizing women's accomplishments, he insisted that responses to competitive claims should remain focused on basketball ability, not sidetracked by other considerations. You can't make an extraordinary claim and then expect silence when challenged. That's a double standard. Angel McCoughtry then expanded her argument, emphasizing the challenges women face in balancing family responsibilities with athletic success. She suggested that caring for a husband and children adds an extra layer of difficulty that male athletes supposedly don't encounter, reinforcing her view that women's accomplishments are inherently more impressive. This was another attempt to frame the debate as an unfair comparison, implying that male athletes operate with fewer domestic burdens and less complexity. The message was clear: women juggle more. The speaker quickly responded, calling McCoughtry's claim absurd. He pointed out that many NBA players are also husbands and fathers who support families, manage household responsibilities, and still excel in their sport. He emphasized that domestic burdens are not exclusive to women, leveling the playing field and exposing the flaw in her reasoning. The struggle is ultimately a shared human experience. In a final attempt to strengthen her position, Angel McCoughtry referenced the legendary Kobe Bryant, claiming he always uplifted women athletes and never engaged in comparative debates. Her argument painted a picture of a world where male commentary should remain entirely positive, regardless of the claims made, implying that men should only speak kindly about women's athletic abilities. However, the speaker remained firm and focused. What's really happening here? Wilson stepped in, cutting through all the deflections and emotional appeals, bringing the conversation back to the core issue. Angel's attempts to shift blame or bring in unrelated topics only revealed her inability to confront the original challenge directly. Her argument was fundamentally flawed. Still unwilling to accept the core of the debate, McCoughtry challenged Michael Porter Jr. to come practice with them, claiming he would better understand their hard work and the difficulty of competing at their level. The speaker called this tactic out as delusional, asserting that MPJ could easily handle the competition if he tried. At its core, the issue reflects a deep-rooted mental disconnect. Some WNBA players believe they can make extraordinary claims about beating NBA players, but demand immunity from honest responses. This creates a toxic double standard where only one side is allowed to speak freely, even though the controversy was initiated by their own assertions. It's a drama rooted in denial and an unwillingness to accept honest dialogue.